Surround yourself with uplifting people. Break up with your sorrows. Don't waste your time, leave your struggles behind and smile. It's your best makeup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Songs of My Life. My name is Luana Sandoval, and today we're talking about music effects that you can do with your vocals on stage. And I have a very special guest. Please welcome SJ Bennet-Li. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. So tell me, how did you get started as a singer?
Well, I've sang since I was like 2. My mom loves to tell a story the first time she heard me sing that I won't repeat, but I've sang my first song when I just turned 2, and I don't think I've stopped. I've always written songs. Some are like really funny because I was like 5, but yeah, I've always written songs. And I think the first song I ever wrote was when I was 7 and a half, 8. My mom brought home this, I think she got it from a yard sale, the My Name Is Not Susan CD from Whitney Houston. And so I had never heard such. I was just like amazed on the little CD player in my room. And so I remember going into the bathroom and having like a hairbrush, classic, and singing and writing the song that was just like, I just love that I was a 7-year-old singing that song. It goes, she inspired me. It goes, so get out of my house, walk out of that door. I don't want you, need you no more. I am tired of crying tears for you, so we're through, yes, we're through. You tell me it's all over with her, but in the back of your mind, some secret still stirs. So why don't you just leave me alone? 'Cause you and me are definitely done. And then I'd go, so don't try to walk out my door. I don't want you, don't need you, don't care no more. I mean, of course, imagine that with like a little girl's voice.
Oh, that's so cute.
I wish I had a recording of that. That's precious, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or at least funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got started. That was the first song I really remember all the lyrics to.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you should record it at some point. Like, bring out a record with the early days back then.
Just call it
how I got started as a songwriter.
Young SJ.
Yeah, my very first song is called Who Am I? That's the one I wrote when I was 14 on my guitar, only 2 chords.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah, very simple song, but yeah, that's how I got started as a songwriter.
Great.
Yeah,
you get better every time.
You get better every time, and especially with co-writing sessions as well. And
yeah. You think you've gotten way better, and then you look back at the song and you realize that like you could have done it so much better. So.
Oh yes, so true,
Yeah.
so true. And tell me about your journey to Beijing. How did you get there? And
oh yeah, I just went there to teach. So I'm a teacher. I teach. I'm a reading specialist and EL specialist, English language learner.
okay.
And so I went to Beijing because the school I was at in Memphis closed down, and it just felt like, here's the chapter, what next? Which is really nice. There's few parts of your life where you're at this like precipice and anything can be possible. You only get that a couple of times. I was on it. So China was where I went.
Wow.
And then I met my wife there, and now she's back with me.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing. So tell me about your time in Beijing. What inspired you, and the culture, and what's the difference? Like,
well, everything's different.
Yeah.
It's very different. I mean, I know humans are all the same, but the culture and everything is very different. So it was challenging because, you're thrown into this whole other world and you don't understand the language very well. And so it really built some character in me, but I also loved it. The people are beautiful. The culture is beautiful. There's a lot of things, insight I can have in my own self and our culture based on seeing the contrast that I hadn't thought about before. And then it was just lovely to have adventures with my wife, and
Yeah.
I had a good time. It was just time to come home.
That's amazing. And have you learned a little bit Chinese?
Yeah, a little, yes.
A little?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And have you performed in bars in China?
Yeah. I would perform solo sometimes, but I was part of a disco band, which I didn't realize is an amazing genre, because I was asked to be in it. And the first show I came out on stage, and I realized like how joyful of a genre is, and like how it creates this like magical little bubble of joy. And so I'm a fan of it now, but it was really fun. That was probably the most fun band I've ever been in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And have you written some songs in Chinese as well?
I've tried.
You tried.
I can't tell you anything about quality. I ended up just like taking like a little phrase to add in, because when the first song I wrote in Chinese, I thought, because there's a tonal language, every word, there's tones. And so I thought I had to write the song, and in order for the lyrics to be understood, I had to like if the is the tone, I'd have thought I had to be like, oh, like, and so I tried to write them all to match the tone, and it was too hard, and the results were a bit shabby, but it was an experience.
I mean, at least you gave it a try.
Yeah, then I learned like you don't have to do that, but I didn't know. There's
also the song I Want to Be Your Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne, and she recorded a song in 8 languages. And
wow,
yes,
that's impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, only the chorus.
That's going to be stuck in my head now.
Very strong accent. She also recorded it in German and French. It's so funny. So that's
impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. You just do it. Right? Why not? Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe I'll translate some of my songs.
Yeah, why not?
See how they work out.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And so tell me, how did you learn to use your looper and everything?
Oh yeah, so what I typically do to be more like self-sufficient, because it's hard to organize other people all the time and for gigs, and sometimes it's just not the size of gig that really requires a lot of people. And so I overachieved in the beginning, and I look back at that stuff and I'm just like, oh my goodness. I was just trying too much. I'd have all these instruments out and they're all connected and looped, and I had like 3 loopers, and I had just way too much happening. And so I could have been so much better if I condensed it. Yeah. And so I realize that now, but I just wanted to be all grand and impressive. So now I'm trying to really condense and trying to use my voice as instruments, like whether it's like sounds or trying to beatbox or, harmonies to make the instrumentation. That's what I'm kind of going for now, because I think it's better to be really good at something to be like okay at all of them. But
that's so true. Have you recorded anything, like released anything with your looper?
With my looper? The song I'm going to sing today, I've recorded it with like a looping thing, but then I have an amazing guitarist that's going to be playing with me today. Amazing. And she makes me realize how crappy the song was before her. And so I don't think I'm going to release that version, but maybe I should re-record.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, I have. I've done some videos. I think that's where it's fun, because it's fun to watch someone create a song with a looper.
Yeah.
That's the appeal of it. It's like you see it a piece at a time, or one piece at a time. But so I've done some of those, and I feel more proud of those.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you recommend any brands
of looper?
Yes.
I use a vocal processor looper from TC Helicon, and then I have a Boss 360, which everybody says, is that the one Ed Sheeran uses? I'm like, yes. But I have one of those for the floor looper as well.
Okay, good. And which song are you singing for us today, and what inspired you to write it?
This song, I chose it because this is a Nashville interview, and I thought, let's play to the audience. But this song is really important. I wrote it towards the end of quarantine. I was in Beijing for quarantine, during a lockdown, and for like the first time in my life, like it was almost like a biological switch. Something seemed really good about Tennessee, or being home with family, and the value of that, I guess, from being homesick, and like it really expanded within me to become a priority that I didn't know I would ever get to that place. I was 18, and I've grown up in Nashville. I was born in Nashville, or right outside of Nashville, worked in Nashville, turned 18 and ran away essentially because as being queer and as being a gay person in the South at that time, with it being like I was from like a very Christian conservative Southern Baptist Republican sort of pocket, and it was really confusing and hard, and I just really carried this I don't belong theme within me. And so I ran, I was 18, I was just trying to find somewhere I belong. And so now it's beautiful that I'm home that switched, and I wanted to come home. And now that I'm home, it's like I'm coming back as me this time, and making my space, and I'm not in the closet. And so it's a really beautiful healing journey to be able to come back and rebuild a life here that's on my terms, that's beautiful, where I have some like joy here, and it covers up the pain of my past. So that's what this song is about. That's why I was telling you that. I was like, why am I talking about that? So this song is when I had that realization. I wrote this song, and it's called Tennessee. Tennessee, When'd You Get So Pretty? And so that's the song I'm going to be sharing today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Tennessee, When Did You Get So Pretty by SJ. And we'll be right back afterwards.
Airplane, thanks for taking me away. Home seems the same, oh, but in a different way. Now I know that I must be grown, 'cause I don't hate the idea anymore of being home. Tennessee, when'd you get so pretty? Was it after I cursed your name and ran off to the city? Thought you were only good for a quiet place to cry. Thought I'd never walk again once I learned to fly. Songs that go round and round till they make a new sound. Feet only learn to fly when they're on the ground. You're lost, so lost, but you don't know you're lost till you're found. Go back home, look around again, child. You were right, Mama, Daddy, you weren't wrong. But neither was I, and that's why it has taken so long. I don't know when I'll come home, but I don't like the idea anymore of being gone. Tennessee, when'd you get so pretty? I didn't know freedom lived outside the city. I thought choosing you was a choice to stay silent. But lately I love to listen to the quiet. Songs that go round and round till they make a new sound. Feet only learn to fly when they're on the ground. You're lost, so lost, but you don't know you're lost till you're found. Go back home, look around again, child. Daddy told me nothing comes before family. I said nothing but me. But it's lonely being a tree so far from my roots. Can I bring home my seeds? Ooh, 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 songs that go round and round till they make a new sound.
wow, I love the song so much.
Thank
and
you.
I love how you use your voice with what's it called again?
It's a harmonizer.
A
I use a
harmonizer.
harmonizer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool. I love that. Yeah.
I feel like harmonies are my strength most, and so they're important to me. And so, although I wish everyone would think that I'm able to sing 5 different notes at one time, I can't. So it's really nice to have a harmonizer. It makes me feel like it's more authentic of my performance.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. 9 minutes. Okay, we're good. What else? What else? Just thinking of more questions.
I know.
Oh yeah, so we met on Facebook, a musicians group, Nashville musicians, and then it's the first time we're meeting in person.
Right.
So fun,
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for reaching out.
You're so welcome.
I'm not exactly even sure where you found me, but you reached out to me, and it was actually important to me because I had just sort of opened my hands. And kind of been like, okay, you know, music is something that's been missing a bit since I moved back to Nashville because I've really focused on family, in grad school, working full time in a new position, and newlywed. And so it was important to me because I just opened my hands and then boom, you messaged me, which it always works out that way, right?
Yes.
As soon as you're open the door, you know, at least as soon as you start moving, the way opens.
Yeah.
And so it was important to me, and I appreciate it a lot. So you're a part of that, like moving closer to finding that piece of that puzzle. That is SJ, bringing that piece back into my life. And so this is symbolic that I'm here. It's like me being the rest of me is like falling a little long in Nashville. So now I can be like all of me in Nashville.
Yes,
so it's
all
good.
of you.
And then
It's
it
all
begins.
you.
So it begins.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your beautiful song.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for letting me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, I found you in this musician group because you shared an event that you're having every Wednesday. Can talk about this as well.
Yes, there is. So my wife and I moved here. We bought a house and we have made it a queer creative community hub or radical safe space because we didn't find one, and that's what we needed because community is everything.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of turned our home into this, or that's the vision and what we've been doing. So you must have seen me posting either one of the family dinners, or maybe every Wednesday there's a queer support group that happens in our home. Got it. I love that. That you found me through that. That's great.
I found you through that, and then I looked you up, and I said, oh, you were in Beijing. How interesting! And I watched some of your videos with your Lupa, and it's so cool.
Did you?
Yes, because I was looking for another guest, and here you are.
See, it all fits together.
Worked out. Yes, that's so amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and also thank you for doing this community, and it's so important. I'm also gay. So, and especially I lived in New York for 2.5 years, but coming to Nashville, I felt like I'm a little bit lonely. You know,
right.
There's not really
How long have you
community.
lived in Nashville?
It's gonna be 2 years in December.
Oh, sorry, you just said that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
There's more in New York, in this community. So you're like the first person I'm meeting, here in Nashville who's doing this community.
Yeah, so please come to our events.
Oh,
please.
yes,
That's
absolutely.
The whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. We want, we found and it's in the South. Like Tennessee, I love Tennessee. Clearly, that's what my song is about.
Yeah.
And I love my family, and I see so much beauty here. And also, like, on paper, like Tennessee has the most laws and bills in the books and in the progress in the country of anti-LGBTQIA plus, and there is a presence here that still feels a bit painful just knowing that you're in the presence of those who fundamentally feel something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And so it's important. I think it's really important.
It's important to get together,
It's important to have a space where that doesn't exist.
Right.
A bubble. Yeah.
A bubble.
I always say the most radical thing you can do is just create a bubble of joy these days.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So,
and what kind of people are coming to your events?
I mean, queer. Although that's not like, oh, you have to be, of course, allies are welcome as long as, it's you can add to a safe space. That's the most important part. An accepting space, inclusive. But yeah, there's people that we're hungry for this. It's amazing how many people have reached out, even community leaders and who want to volunteer, or they're like, oh, I have a great idea for a workshop or event, I will lead. And it's just amazing. I think next week we're getting together a like a volunteer outing, love for you to come.
Okay.
And so just trying to create something that's hopeful. I guess that's hopeful, and I think we all need that to cling to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we're taking a little break, and stay tuned. And after the break, I'm going to sing my song Alone. Be right back.
When I was very young, I was shy and introvert. I lived in a tiny bubble that kept me off from my surroundings. I was paralyzed, and I didn't fear anything. I hurt myself to feel the pain inside of me and started to scream alone. This is who I am. Alone. By myself. La, da, la, da, da, la, da, da, la, da. I had to break out of my shell to understand the way I behaved. So I wrote down my thoughts and turned them into songs. The sound of music hit me, and finally I found my voice. Ah, ah, ah. I forgave myself to share my story with others, and I am joyful. Alone. This is who I was. Yeah, 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 yeah. Alone. By myself. Alone. I was alone. I was alone. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
Love
We are
it.
back.
On point. What a great performer.
Thank you.
Do you mind telling me a little bit, like giving me a little insight into
Yes.
your song?
Okay, so I wrote the song in 2020. I was very depressed, like
That's COVID,
most
right?
of us.
Yeah.
Yes, I was in my apartment in New York City alone. Well, I had my 2 roommates, but still I felt like
Yeah, of
everybody was going through something and own struggles. And I was a freelance artist before COVID hit. I had all my gigs lined up, and then everything wiped up. I only had some savings, got a little bit unemployment, but I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? And shall I move to Nashville or not? And like, it's so uncertain. And then I just wrote a song. It's about living, being confronted with this new reality of COVID, and being like facing all my thoughts and emotions also from my past. I was bullied in school, and I felt like I never fit in to the community. I grew up in a small village in Germany, like you're saying with Tennessee, like this kind of thing. And then I also, when I was around 14, that's when I discovered songwriting and the healing process of it. And I also hurt myself. That's what I'm saying in the song. And music really saved my life. Yes.
Thanks
it
for
made my
being so
life
vulnerable.
so much better. Yeah.
It's a really beautiful testimony.
It is, and I feel like as a songwriter, it's my responsibility to share my story so other people can be inspired too. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're. Sorry, this is cheesy. I don't think you're alone in feeling alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there are those that need to hear that song and can relate to it. It's very
once
relatable.
I opened up, I felt like so many people reached out to me and said, "Oh, I feel the same."
Exactly.
Or, sometimes you go, when you lost a friend, or, or go through a breakup, and then you're listening to a song, and then you feel like the artist is giving you a hug, and you feel like, I feel exactly the same.
It's a powerful
then,
feeling when hits
yes.
you, hits
and
you.
then we as artists, it's so beautiful that we can share our stories in a musical way. And also some people, especially when I listen to a specific song, I got rid of my depression.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just have to listen to music, dance to music, or write music. And it
can be a powerful
best medicine. Oh yes,
it can be. It really can be. That's what's so beautiful about it, because it's like, it's not food, shelter. It's not these things, but somehow it's so important, and we just do it because it's a beautiful thing. I like that about humans.
Yeah,
we're not just like.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm really impressed that you wrote it in not your first language. From trying to do the Chinese songs, that's really hard to do.
Well, Chinese is another
well, yeah, with the tonal,
like,
but still, that's really impressive. And you really performed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, and I enjoyed your performance too. And we should write together.
Yeah, we
some point.
totally can.
Let's
That'd be
do
great.
It. Yes,
it's a new thing. This co-writing to me, I'm like barely just started with a few people, and I love it.
I love it too.
I don't know why I waited so long.
Because I started last year because I went to a retreat with Judy Stakey. She coached Sheryl Crow and Katy Perry back in the days, and she put a retreat together. That's how I learned how to co-write with people, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much because you learn from each other.
Right,
Everybody has different strengths. Somebody's better with lyrics or melodies or producing, and so and then you add everything up, and it's like which behind every hit song there are at least 5 to 6 writers.
I love that. So you have a lot to teach me. That's what you're saying. You can help me
when you look
learn
up all the credits where, for a Katy Perry song or another song, there's so many co-writers.
That's why it's a hit. Yeah.
So if you have any questions about songwriting or music production, you can reach out to info@luanasandoval.com, and I will answer your questions. And please follow SJ. Where can people find you?
Right now, Instagram. I can give you those information if you want. Like, there's a Facebook page and things like that, and I can give you those.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Find the joy, find the joy.